folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our comic for today is Saint Sinner issue 6 by Marvel. Now, there is weird shit, troubles with dimensions, a lot of demonic activity, some violence, and shooting in this one. So if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright, here's the team. So, when we left off Philip in issue 5, he went through the hoop of the little ghost Annie, as I like to call her, to reach the dead end street on, like, the land of the dead, or the ectosphere, as it's called here. And that was it. So we started this one with he's in the ectosphere on Dead End Street. It's in Ectosphere, New York. He's walking down it, trying to find a way back to his body, or to find his body to get back to it. And he knows he has to get there, but he can't exactly remember the reason why it's so important. So he's like, I got to find Ghost Annie. She'll know. She knows everything, even though she is dead. And he ponders that maybe when you just stay there that long, you forget everything. And then we move on to Philippe's body, the angel. Her name's Regina, apparently. I also forgot that. Ron Smith and Regina. What a duo. So yeah, the demon and the angel, they're fighting, not fighting, but like one speaks out of his body and then the other, and they're parading his body around, and people think that he's just some crazy schizophrenic. And they just ignore him as he walks on, and the demon's happy that he'll be free soon because Philip's body is dying. He's hungry. He needs food. Then, then a young, I think a teenage boy offers him half of his sandwich, and the angel speaks out of his body, he's like, yes, yes, we need food. And then the demon speaks again and says, have you ever heard of the expression, boy, of kill the messenger? And he scares the poor teenager, and he starts biking away, and because he's hurrying, he gets bumped into a car, and he's gonna need an ambulance. And before that happens, the angel said, "You can't kill without Philippe's will, without the sinner's will, demon." But unfortunately, he does manage to kill. Then we kind of look up a high building. We go into Malcolm Perry's previous workplace, where the admin or I don't know what it is, the admin boss. He's Blake. I'll just call him Blake. Or Blake is there, and he's talking to a reverend who they use Philip's image to again make an ad and invoke fear. It's gonna be an ad of, you see, if your kids are watching TV, playing video games, reading comics, so you think they're getting good examples and all that. And so it's decided, and Blake also asks if his assistant sent this message to someone else. That said, the Reverend and the assistant leave. And so Blake's like added to his surname, he added Smith. But he's like, yeah, I'm part of the demons now. Not really. Okay, and then he's like, yes, soon, we'll invoke fear in everyone with these ads. Everything will go as we want, then we'll all come here. And then a portal is opened from the Amen. And through, okay, so there are apparently, from what I understand, 7 demon brothers. 4 of them are inside of Blake. Ron Smith's inside of Philip. And then there's 2 more that stayed on the Amen. And they grab Blake's body and they start pulling them up. And he's like, no, we're going to get back into the Amen now. And Blake's like, or the demons inside of him, like, no, no. But they're pulled in, and then let me just make sure. They pull him in. A moment. Speaking of ads, there's a crap ton of them in here. Oh, some of them are very nicely drawn. Okay, there he gets pulled in. I know this is not related, but just check out this one. It's so pretty. That's beautiful art. Okay, back to this, yeah. Alright, okay. Just one moment. Let me just make sure. Okay. Then they're talking like, come back. It's not safe for us in the world of men. You know, we've killed we killed thousands in other dimensions. We did this, but and basically the two brothers that remained on the Amen, they want them to stay there. They think it's too dangerous for them. That Ron Smith's now locked and there's nothing that can be done. They should, then the brothers that are inside of Blake say, no, join us, we'll be even stronger together. But the two brothers from the Amen don't want to, because they think, oh, this will be Regina's or the Angel's plan. If we're all in there, she's going to destroy all of us then. So they refuse, and they say, well, wait, once it's more safe, then we will join you, perhaps. And but then the other four say, no, you will, because here in this dimension we found like the greatest tool to invoke fear and apathy, and that is television. And then we move on to Philip. He's found Ghost Annie. He's walking with her. He's trying to find a way to his body. And this is the land of the ectoplasm, and even the dead, had many desires that they couldn't fulfill. And there's a gangster there that's been dead for 55 years. And then he sees, anyway, Ghost Annie helps him finally back to his body. She uses her hoop and shows him, but all he can see are the angel and the devil. And he said, oh no, it's too late, I've died. And she said, no, you haven't died. It's just you can't see your flesh. But you can see those two because they are much lighter, obviously, than flesh. And then with her hoop, she shows him his body. And he's looking at it. And so that's it. He's going to go now inside of it. And through the hoop, he goes in. And he travels. And in the world of men, the demon inside of him is so happy. He's like, that's it, angel. Soon his body is dying and I'll be free. And she said, no, he's going to come back. And it's very difficult for Philippe to get out of the realm of ectoplasm, but he manages. It's very difficult. And then as he's right next to his body, he hesitates. Does he really want to, go back? Does he really want to suffer this, this forever? Because apparently, okay, if he goes back to the dimension that Kento has created, I mean, it was there, but he created, Philip is never going to age, and he's never going to get sick. So yeah, he can't be immortal there. So if he goes back, Ron Smith and the angel will forever be inside of his body. Ron Smith will forever be a prisoner, but it also means that Philippe will as well. And he remembers how the demon took over him, made him kill, and how the angel got in him as well. And it was, not exactly a blessing, because that locked them all up together. And he thinks, do I really want to do this to myself? And then he, listens inside of him, and the answer comes that yes, this is what he must do. And before that, the demon says, not even a saint would subject himself to such a fate. Well, Philip is the saint sinner, not a saint. So that's it. He hugs himself close to his body and starts to go back in, and the demon's like, no, no. But it's too late. Philip's now back in his body. He gets up and is like, I have to find a way into the Amen, or gate back to the Amen, where I will be able to finally rest and feel better. And so he gets out of the alley he's been in, and there a crime scene happens in front of him. You got a young teenage boy. It's a drug deal that's gone sour. And then there's an older man that's with him. The kid's ruining his life, and then there are two cops there. They're going to arrest him, but then something weird happens. The cop that was running after the kid turns from a black man to a white Irishman, and the crooks also change. They're now past criminals or something else. It's like, what the fuck is happening? And it looks like reality got fucked up. The same thing the gangster in the realm of the ectoplasm has said to him as well. That something is wrong. Everything's too stretched. I think even Ghost Annie says something about that to him. Everything feels like it's too stretched in there. So this change happens, he's going, and there's also a taxi, like, right nearby. The taxi driver's there. I think his wife and baby daughter are with him, like in the passenger seat next to the driver, but then in the back there's a woman with her son. And there's the shooting before that, and they're all scared. And the shots, they hurt the little baby in the woman's arms. While the police are busy with the criminal, Philippe approaches because he wants to get back to the Amen, but he hears praying again. He's being prayed to. And in the taxi, the driver has a little statue of him on the dashboard. Because he's the saint of the ones that are forgotten. The ones that slid between the cracks. So he begins to approach. Something seems to be happening to the baby. I don't know, disappears. The little baby girl, and he hears them, and then the taxi driver's wife falls forward. And I don't know, things are looking very bad and also very weird. Yeah, Philip, and then the portal, a gate opens, and you see, and we see Mishmash, Kento, and Bull Baby. They see Philip. They try, to reach to get him in there, but they can't. Something is not letting them, and Philippe has to do something. And then suddenly he realizes that all of this is being filmed. Oh, and before that, things go back to normal with the cops and the crook, and then the cops see him and then they just bail. They run away. They're scared of him because again of what the admin has been doing using his image. And the teenage boy is like, wait, I didn't see anything. And then Philip has to get to the gate. The angel tells him to pick up the camera that's there. He says it's like like a movie's being shot here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it goes to the cab. I was like trying to help. Okay, there we go. Yeah, he sees it all. He keeps filming. When he's filming, that's when the cops approach him. After they captured the teenage boy. Oh yeah, the teenage boy turned also into a like I guess an Irish crook. So yeah, the he's like, no, I won't say anything. Then the angel tells him that he has to take him with them. So he grabs the kid. He doesn't want to exactly, but he says the angel said I must. He shoves him in the taxi in the back seat, gets in, uses Ron Smith in order to shoot through, then gets the camera and goes like right into the shop where that's right in front, drives the taxi into it, and then yells the gate. And then they're all there, and the little boy in the back seat's like, Mommy, Mommy, where are we? And his poor mother doesn't know what to answer. I mean, what would you answer to that? And that's it. Oh, and then he says, "For my haste, in my haste to depart, there's something I've ignored. The demon may be right that he took all these people with him." Looks like the little boy has noticed what's happening with the problem portals. But yeah, they go in. You see Kento, Mishmash, and Bull Baby. Okay, so first the cover. I must say that's quite cool looking with the face. You see him like through the glass window of the store, and then the TV. That's one's scary face. Not bad. Now the art in this issue, now it had this you've seen sort of style, but it looks like absolute shit in this one. It's like the artist couldn't be fucked. Or the penciler, I should say. Look at this. I get this has a certain style, but here it's so bad that in some places you can't even figure out what the fuck you're looking at. Oh, and I should have also complained that whoever did the colors didn't exactly help the situation. What the fuck? Who looked at this and said, yep, that's good enough. Put that in print. Look at this. Does this look like a face? It just looks too bad. Like fucking hell, I wouldn't publish this. I would say, listen, redraw this a bit. At least make the faces more clear. I mean, look at this. Again, the coloring does fuck all to help it. Like the art looked so good in the last one, and then here, like, what the fuck? Look at this. Look at his face here. Just look at that. Barely any detail. And they are... Okay, if this looked like that and they were far away, fair enough. The more you're far away, the less details. That's fair. But they're like this close to you. Look at this. How are you supposed to tell what the fuck's going on? When I opened this today to read, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, okay, here, look at this. Can you tell what's happening to the baby? And is that supposed to be Philippe's face? Look at this. This is terrible. This is probably the shittiest, the shittiest so far of the art in the comic. The other ones, yeah, they had that style, but it looked decent. Look at this. Just look. And look at Mishmash, Kento, and Bull Baby. Who colored this? Like, couldn't you at least color them a bit differently? Because at first you can't even tell they're fucking there. And what is this? Is this supposed to be the wife's face? The fuck? Look at this shit. This looks awful. It just looks fucking bad. That's not stylized. It's just either lazy or the artist didn't have time. And if so, he could have... Like, look, okay, this is the sort of style that's usually... But look, this is detailed. Anyway, yeah, that one pissed me off. Right, well, shitty art, interior art aside, once again, the story just goes all over, and there's only one issue left. So I don't know what the fuck this is gonna end as. So okay, Philip's now back in the Amen. And he's got these people with him too. So how is this? Okay, so Philip needs to stay in sorry, for what am I saying? Not the Amen. This dimension that Kanto opened. There he can heal, and if he stays there, he'll never age. And thus, everyone will be safe, because he'll keep Ron Smith with him forever, too. But now that the other brothers are in the world of men, does that mean he's gonna have to go back and, what, kill Blake? Exorcise them out of Blake? What is he gonna be able to do? The thing is, the other demon brothers, they need him because Ron Smith was like the strongest of them, and then his desire, to cause mayhem and everything backfired on him because the angel also found Philippe and now locked them all together inside of Philippe's head in his body. It's just, how is this gonna wrap up? Is he gonna fight off the brothers and then that's it? He'll forever stay in the Amen? What's gonna happen to these people he took with him? Is he gonna be able to open a gate and send them back? Or are they gonna stay there too? What the fuck's going to happen? I am though glad that we went back to see Mishmash, Kento, and Bull Baby. I was kind of hoping there would be more of them. But it's... Again, he went from... Yeah, well... He went through all that back to his body, and now it's gonna end with issue 7, and I don't even know what the fuck's gonna happen. It might take an entirely different turn. I mean, this series seemed to do that every issue, practically. It's just... This needed more work. This needed more thought and more, I don't know, just needed a longer series, because there's so many interesting aspects about this. The demon and the angel inside of him, the demon brothers, the Amen, Kanto, Mishmash, Bull Baby, this dimension that was created that they're now on. This is his home now. He said, I want to go back to my friends. And it's just... I just wish this was more expanded and explored. This really needed a book. Not a comic series, but if they were going to do one, then they needed to do a long one. Or not long, but longer. Maybe at least, 10 issues. I think it would have given it more room to expand things. I'm not saying, the story has to, be slow and have a lot more details. Not necessarily, but just... give it some more explanation, a more clear line of where the fuck this is going. Because as it is, it's like, yeah, it's interesting, but it's just not enough. It's like kind of like being in a carnival and only spending 1 minute in each attraction or something. You just go from one thing to the other, and you don't really get to explore more into it. Which is a shame, because it's so interesting. All of this is very interesting, but yeah, it is what it is. I suppose I'll see what happens with the last issue. I hope at least this wrap-up will be decent to the story, but that is left to be seen. But yeah, thus far, issue 6 had the worst art. It's just, wow. I can't believe this was printed. I can't believe that they printed the art like that. Not one editor looked at it and said, nah, you need to fix this a little. Well, I suppose it is what it is already. I'm 20-something years too late to bitch about it. But yet, I've bitched. Alright, so that is it, folks. So let me know what you thought of issue 6 if you read it. And that is it. Remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. Bye!